This is David Flute here with the South Dakota Department of Tribal Relations. For this week's information sharing, I'd like to talk a little bit about winter. And winter was a time in the Dakota way of life that we knew the cold weather was coming. We knew that game would also be migrating and would be scarce. And so during the summer months in the fall, a lot of our Indian people would prepare for the winter because we knew, living in the Great Plains, in the hills and the Coteau, we knew that the winters were going to be tough. And so our Indian people would start migrating to the winter camps. And the winter camps, one that I can share, that I know of for fact, is down by Lake Traverse, where I live, about 5 miles east from where I live on the South Dakota side of Lake Traverse. Standing Buffalo, one of our Dakota band chiefs, his name was Tatanka Naji. His name was Standing Buffalo, and he had a winter camp. And we looked at this winter camp a couple of times. It's a very flat area. It's down in the valley, and it is surrounded by trees, a lot of oaks, a lot of ash, the good trees that you want to burn, trees that burn hot, wood that burns hot, the cottonwoods. So in the wintertime, they wanted to camp in areas where they knew the wood was going to be plentiful. There's fresh water, springs that never freeze over, even in the most coldest of temperatures. Natural springs will continually stay open. And so at some of the headwaters of Lake Traverse, there's a winter camp that Standing Buffalo used and his people back in the day. So our people would migrate to those winter camps. And during the winter, there wasn't much to do because it's, snow, it's cold, and they sat inside their teepees and their lodges, and they would tell stories. It'd be an educational time for kids. And they would tell stories of bravery. They'd tell stories of honor. They tell stories of unhealthy people and what the moral is of these stories. And a lot of those stories were trickster stories. We call them Iktomi. And Iktomi was a trickster. And so so at those times in the winter, when there wasn't much to do outside, too cold, a lot of snow, they'd sit inside and they would teach these kids. They would share these stories. They'd share history. And so they would prepare themselves for the spring. So that's a little bit about winter in the old days. We also honor this time of giving and this time of Christmas. It's also another time to be thankful. It's a very spiritual time for those that believe in Christianity. And so we want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas as well, too. Thank you.